We have made it over to the Jura distillery. Sadly, the sun is not shining, the rain is pouring, but the people over here on the island will not be deterred. The band are on, there's cocktails, there's drams, and we're about to go and have a Q&A with Gregg Glass. Gregg, it's great to be here in Jura for your festival day at the distillery, and we've got a whole bunch of questions from our followers on Twitter and Instagram. The first one is about your festival bottling this year, which isn't a bottling as such, it's a fill your own. Tell us a bit more about it.
Yeah, we're really excited about our bottling that we're doing at the distillery here. It's quite exciting. It's from a single cask. It's 17 years old. It's been in a sherry butt, and it's been here on the island its whole life. So we're really excited to sort of bring out this as a one-off edition for people to really share during the festival, but also for people to come specifically to the island and to the distillery.
Next up, we've got a question from one of our followers on Instagram. It's Bookend Bear, and they want to know what's happening with Superstition. Do you think it might come back?
So Superstition is part of our older range, our brand new range. We still have integrated an element of smoke into the recipe. So what I'd suggest is if they're able to get a hold of our new additions, our new range, what they'll find is there's different degrees of smoke characteristics within there. So for example, I would probably suggest maybe looking at the 10-year-old Jura as a good entry point into that range, and then start to look at some of the other aged expressions with different levels of peating that we've got within there. But we don't have any plans for Superstition returning.
Cool. The next question we had from quite a few people actually. Obviously we're here on Jura, we're on an island, it's absolutely stunningly beautiful, but it is incredibly remote. What are the challenges of making whiskey somewhere like this?
A big challenge to making whiskey in Jura is nature. It's really the sea itself, the weather. It can be quite bad here, so sometimes you can't get raw materials across to the island and getting anything off the island as well. So it can be quite challenging that way. We've only got one single road, for example, that actually comes to the distillery from the ferry, so that can often mean delays because of the multiple deer that we have here. So it's challenging in many different aspects, but really it's about island life, and that's part of island life is the positive elements of being remote, but there are some negative things that happen, but really we take it in our stride. It's about the pace of life here is quite different from many other parts of the world.
Amazing. And last but not least, we had a couple of questions through on the character of Jura whiskey. How would you describe it, and how do you get that in the spirit through the production choices you make?
Jura for me, in terms of the style of whiskey that we create in spirit, it's got a lovely natural beauty to it, and that's achieved in different ways through our production process. We also have the ability to tweak the way that we're doing things. So for part of the year, we'll do a smoked version, a peated version of our spirit, but predominantly it's unpeated. But that central core is a lovely freshness, lovely citrus fruit character, creaminess, and then as a final whiskey, we integrate a little bit of light sweet smoke into the balance of the recipe. But really for me, it's the natural beauty of the spirit that we're producing on the island, paired with the best quality oak. And with Jura, we experiment a lot with partnerships with winemakers and other spirits makers, but even going down the route of sourcing our own oak from forest right the way through the process. So we're able to retain that natural beauty to what we're producing.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Gregg. Great to chat to you today.
Cheers.